So, hi guys, how are you doing today?
Hi, I'm doing great. How are you?
Very good, very excited to be talking to you, especially Mythic Quest. It's amazing. I love the show. I'm a
You look like a
yes,
fan. I was gonna say, I can tell fan.
as you can notice, there's a few. I also am a big Horizon with the game. When I when I was able with this, when I read that you would portray Aloy on the show, the series, on the games, I love it. Blew my mind. So,
Oh,
first of all,
thanks.
yes, I'm a big fan. So you have to come to Puerto Rico to Puerto Rico Comic Con at
Okay.
least once.
That's
That
good.
that'd be awesome. Yeah. So first of all, congratulations on the show. As I was saying, and also what I love about the show is that brings everything together, like a bit of video games, comedy, and everything. So I'm gonna go ahead and ask verify first with Megan. How were you able to work with creating this show and also working with the gaming industry? I know that Ubisoft plays a big part of the show. So how was it working with or bringing all this together for the show?
Yeah, Ubisoft has been just like the most amazing partners to us. I mean, it was basically their idea to make the show in the first place, and they approached Rob with the idea. And you hear as a comedy writer all the time, everyone's like, "You have to do a show about my workplace. It's crazy," and you're always like, maybe." But actually, they were quite right. So when we started looking into it, we're like, "Oh, this is wild! Like that all this stuff happens and that also it's very much like a writer's room, except the thing that they make are like billion-dollar businesses, billion-dollar items." And so the stakes are so much higher, which makes for better comedy. But what's been really fun with Ubisoft is that in the beginning, they were mostly giving us help as in terms of like providing video game assets and telling us like a little bit about the video game world at the top of every season and what was going to happen. But what we've really been digging at them for lately has been more like personal stories about like the dynamics of working in the video game industry. And one was one of our producers, Jason Altman, told us about going to an event where they all took this test and then they were assigned certain like categories. And we basically stole that and made an episode where they were all assigned various animals and we did like a whole thing. So that's been really fun to give them the writer's room experience of saying, oh no, we're actually more interested in like the stuff you don't want to tell us about your personal life and plumbing them for that.
Yeah, the show it works amazing because it brings the behind the scenes of how the video games are made, how everything is made. Also, Rachel, I love the way you portray the show that basically you're so sort of innocent and also working with Dana. And in this season, you're on both sides. You're in between both sides, which is being your girlfriend. Also, she's a sort of a competitor. So, how were you able to create your character, trying to be innocent, but also kind of what's going on here? So, can you tell me about your being portraying your character?
Yeah. I think Rachel in particular has gone through a lot of changes over the seasons in a way that I think we found ways to make her a lot funnier, which is that we made her dumber. And it's been really fun. I'm in the writer's room as well, so it's been fun to see that evolution. And then also, we decided, I think it was season 2, to sort of answer the question of will they, won't they?
Mm-hmm.
We've said, okay, they will. And to see then after that, what stories do we want to tell? Especially because these two people are working in the same space together. And Dana's ambition is taking her in a certain direction and Rachel's is taking her in another. And we just felt like there were different and more interesting stories that we could tell versus like, are these two people that obviously like each other going to kiss? The answer is yes, they will. But then what comes after that? Where's the conflict? What's interesting about that? So yeah, I think the combination of finding like that it's fun for me to play a dumb character and then also finding interesting stories for that relationship that isn't just about like, is it going to survive or not? Really helped kind of form that dynamic this season.
Yeah, we like the idea that for their will they, won't they, instead of having like another person come in that was like, uh-oh, are they going to add that instead the job would be kind of like the third person in a relationship that's like kind of getting in the way of stuff and providing that like conflict.
Yeah.
Which seemed like a more interesting thing to talk about anyway.
Yeah.
Well, thank you again so much for your time. I really love the show. We would like to talk a little more about side quests, but I know we're short on time.
Oh, ask for one question about side quest. I'll allow it.
Oh, yeah, okay, thank you. So, tell me a little bit about SideQuest because I love first of all, I love the name because if you're a gamer, you know that SideQuest is the around the game. So it's not the game. Yeah, it's sort of you have to do it just in case, but for the XP. But in this case, how do you approach the way the SideQuest is to Mythical Quest? How do you implement?
Yeah, so we approached SideQuest. It was me and Katie McElhenney and John Hal Harris were all the showrunners for that show. And it was really inspired by the standalone episodes that come from Mythic Quest. And we just felt like there are so many interesting stories that could be told about the people outside of just this core group of people that make Mythic Quest. So the fans, or, we have an episode about someone that plays cello in the touring orchestra. And we just wanted to tell more stories about creativity and relationships and the relationship to creativity, because that's really what those standalone episodes are about, are like really talking about using video games or fandom or whatever it is as a way to focus on something interesting like relationships or a relationship to someone's work. And so that's what a lot of the episodes focus on, is like community relationships and that kind of thing in the world of Mythic Quest.
Well, can't wait to watch it. So again, thank you so much. Appreciate it. So have a good one.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.